Welcome back. Episode 23 of the Rewind Rewatch podcast. I'm Joel.
And I'm Andrene.
And we are siblings rewatching 90s movies at the request of our listeners. We've been collecting a long list of requests, so shout out to everyone who's been sending them in.
Yep.
On each episode, we will review a different 90s movie. We'll talk about how well they've aged, some of our favorite quotes, some interesting facts about the film, and we'll close out every episode by giving it a rewind rating from 1 to 5 based on how likely we are to rewatch the film again in the future. So, for today's episode, we will be reviewing Jawbreaker from 1999.
This is an hour and 25-minute runtime, rated R. And this was requested by Ruby and Thwip Stickers.
Two of our most loyal listeners. So
yes.
Shout out to both of them.
Shout out. We appreciate y'all.
They both send us a lot of requests. So happy to check another one off the list. This is a teen black comedy / crime, I guess, film.
Oh, so when you said black comedy, I was like, "There's no black."
That's not.
I was like, black comedy, like this.
That's
one
not what
black
I meant.
person.
That's those. Friday is not a black comedy. It's just a comedy with black people. This is a black comedy with white people. Starring Rose McGowan, Rebecca Gayheart, and Julie Benz, and then of course a fourth potential main character, also Judy Greer.
Yeah, she's
and the only person I really recognized, I know Judy Greer because she always plays like the annoying wife. On like a bunch of different movies and TV shows.
13 going on 30.
Yep, she was in Knocked Up as what's his name? Paul Rudd's wife.
She was in Married. Or isn't that show?
The TV show?
Yeah, the show's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's basically, she always plays that person. She's like 40 and kind of whiny and annoying, and the husband's kind of fed up with her. She was also in Reboot with Michael Keegan-Key.
Oh. I feel like
that was her, right?
Did I watch?
His ex-girlfriend, and they were on the Reboot together. It was a Hulu series.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm not very well versed.
I know your husband
show.
was watching it.
Yeah, I really don't remember that at all. I know she was on Halloween Kills, which is the 12th movie, the 12th Halloween movie, if you can believe it or not. It came
Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills. That movie was actually pretty fun, and not in the way you would suspect. Like, basically, like, the premise, like, really quickly, is like a bunch of people who had survived different foiled attempts from Michael to kill them end up banding together to try to kill him once and for all. And the tagline for the movie was "Evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight."
Oh,
it was really fun. But I ended up like not.
Evil dies tonight.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. Check it out. It's probably on HBO or something.
Oh, I lied. She wasn't in Knocked Up. That was a different annoying wife.
Oh, okay.
That was played by Leslie Mann. But she was in Reboot, and she was also in 27 Dresses and 13 going on.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
So, in any event, obviously we know Judy Greer. We just talked about her for 2 minutes. Rose McGowan is probably the biggest lead of this film.
Yes.
The other two, Rebecca Gayheart and Julie Benz, I didn't recognize them.
So I know Rebecca Gayheart. She used to be on Scream 2. She played a character there, and she also was a big part of Urban Legend. And both those movies came out in 97 and 98. So 90s horror movies.
So she's doing a lot of movies where people get killed.
Yes.
When I first saw her, I thought it was Portia de Rossi.
Honestly,
like, wait, I didn't know she was in this movie, and then I looked it up, and she's not in this movie. So
I thought she was a completely different person, and I don't even know who I thought she was. And I was like, this is not who this is. But then I started looking at her face, and I'm like, oh, I saw her in those other horror movies I mentioned before. Did you say that you didn't know who Julie Benz was?
No, I don't.
Oh, you didn't get there yet?
Recognize her either.
Okay, so Julie Benz, I know her because she was on Dexter, and she played Dexter's wife.
Dexter got married?
Yeah.
Damn.
I watched that whole show because clearly that show was right up my alley. And she was a huge part of that show, and that's where I know her. She also was in a couple of episodes of Buffy and Roswell.
Oh, wait, I remember
that?
you used to watch that show a lot.
Bruh, yeah. so I've seen her here and there.
Okay.
And then was that everyone? Charlotte Ayana was in Training Day and Kate and Leopold. But other than that, I didn't really know anything else that she had done.
All right. So this is, well, I guess before we get into it, it's your turn to do the one sentence summary of Jawbreaker.
Man, this movie is malicious. Okay. So a faked kidnapping goes wrong when the victim of a prank chokes to death on a jawbreaker and her friends try to cover up her murder.
Yeah, I guess. I would also argue that it wasn't a faked kidnapping. They were actually kidnapping her.
Yeah, but it wasn't like strangers kidnapping you.
It was supposed to be a prank.
It was like a prank, like.
But they did actually kidnap her.
Yeah.
They broke into her house. They tied her up while she was in bed. And this is the opening scene of the movie.
This whole premise is crazy.
So they're like, oh, it's her birthday. Let's have her think she's going to get murdered.
Yeah.
Apparently that's their idea of humor. They stuff a jawbreaker into her mouth, which I'm pretty sure
Courtney did this.
That's true.
Courtney did this.
And Courtney is the ringleader. That's the Rose McGowan character. Mm-hmm. And she puts a jawbreaker in her mouth and puts tape over her mouth as a attempt to gag her. Most people will use like a sock or a rag. She uses hard candy.
Just put the tape. Like
well, people can still hear you scream through tape. That's why they use a gag. But you're not supposed to use anyway. Obviously, you're not supposed to use a jawbreaker because what ends up killing her. So they open the trunk and they're gonna go take a photo of her to be like, haha, look at how scared she is, and she's dead.
Yeah.
And then it's like opening credits. It's like, wait, what?
So right here when the movie starts, the first thing that came into my mind was, of course, the candy jawbreaker. Do you remember eating this candy? Have you had this candy?
Yeah, I remember it. It was definitely a very 90s candy.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't exist anymore because I don't remember seeing it at least for the past 15 years. And I wonder if this movie had anything to do with it not being popular anymore because it's used as an object to murder someone. Well, and so, yeah, I don't know the history of the candy, but I definitely do remember it. And, like, also, why was it popular? Like, what is even the point?
Thing.
Like, it's just like this hard as hell candy. You can't chew it.
And they're huge.
It was very large. It's like the size of your fist. And then you're supposed to just, like, lick it and suck on it until it goes away. I mean, it would take hours to finish one.
And that's the thing. Like, and also, I feel like it wasn't even really that good.
No.
Like it wasn't like, oh, this is some really sweet tasting candy. It was almost like when you have like those big old bubble gums, little bubble gum machines, and you pull it out.
Oh, the circle.
At least with
gum.
those, you can bite into it and chew the gum. But after like 5 or 6 chews, like it's basically you gotta throw it out again.
5 or 6 chews.
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
Double bubble. What was the other one?
Oh god,
that was pretty
Bazooka
bad.
Joe was
Bazooka
terrible.
Joe and Double Bubble. Yeah,
they were. Ugh.
Yeah, it's like after about 4 or 5 minutes, it's like this gum is useless.
So I'm thinking like, what's even the point of this candy? Because like it doesn't taste good. It's too big to finish, and you can't bite it. So like you just suck on it for a while, and then you end up throwing it out. Like, what is even the point?
Are you just gonna be working on it all day?
Ugh. Walking around like with a big old ball in your mouth.
You can't even really fit it into your mouth. That's the other thing. Or you're just not gonna be able to talk. It was a really ridiculous candy idea, but it did have a moment of popularity, popular enough for them to put it in this film.
Yeah. Anyway,
and so the girl the 4 girls that are the popular girls in high school. The one that they kidnap is supposed to be like the nice one out of the group. Yeah. She's the one who will still, help the nerd pick up their books.
That's Liz.
When she knocks them down. The other 3 girls would just walk past and ignore you. But Liz is supposed to be the nice one. She's the sweetheart. She's the pretty girl. Da 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 da.
Just kind of get the name straight. So Liz is the one who got kidnapped. Courtney is the ringleader of the crew. We also have Marcie Fox, and Marcie is the one who's played by the Dexter's wife character, and she likes to call herself Foxy. That's her thing. And then the last one was Julie, and Julie is the one played by Rebecca Gayheart. So those are kind of the main characters, and Liz is the one, of course, that's dead. So when you think about Courtney's character, this girl, at one point, I think Fern was trying to describe the different girls to us at the beginning of the film, and she says that Courtney is Satan in heels.
Well, that's the other main character here is Fern Mayo, who is the school nerd. She has terrible sense of dress. She has a very, very high amount of social awkwardness.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like an afterthought for most of the other kids in the school.
Yeah.
So while she's the unpopular kid that's idolizing these popular girls, they don't even really recognize or notice her.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. And her hair, I mean, I don't think she even brushes it.
Like I said, like complete disregard for her own appearance. And no seeming amount of, self-esteem either. I mean, we just watched last week The Sandlot, and we talked about Scotty Smalls and kind of how he had like low self-esteem. I would argue that Fern's was even lower than his, and he was a 10-year-old boy.
Oh,
so
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So she's talking about, Courtney, and just to kind of give you an idea of how Courtney rules the school. Like, we see the scene where they walk into the ladies' restroom, and there's other girls in there, primping themselves in between classes. And
she says, time for our pre-lunch touch-ups.
Yeah. And again, like, it goes back to our conversations, like going back to Clueless, when these girls are wearing like high heels and short skirts and a full face of makeup.
And another high school film where everybody's very rich.
Yes.
Apparently, those are the only movies that they made in the 90s, was just like rich, spoiled kids. Yeah. Between Clueless and Jawbreaker and Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
Pretty much every movie that we've done so far with high school kids, She's All That, they've all been affluent. Yeah. So
that's the life, man. And she basically orders all the other girls out of the restroom. She's like, that's it. Like, get out of here. And they all like run out. Like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, I just can't imagine being in school where one person says, leave the bathroom, and everybody just runs out.
It's like She's All That with Zach telling the kid to eat the pew pizza.
What do you think? Hoover it.
It's the same idea.
Concept, yeah.
And they even start talking about in the cafeteria, like who's sitting at what tables. They mentioned like a table full of like anorexics. And I was like, and they were all sharing a box of raisins. I was like, oh, God.
They had the raisins spread out on the lunch table, and they were all like picking at it.
I was like, oh, that's terrible. I still laughed, but I was like, oh,
it's pretty terrible. But that was definitely a part of the global national conversation in the 90s.
Oh yeah,
was just like this whole obsession with being too skinny and like the whole Kate Moss. Theory, and just girls being anorexic and bulimic as an attempt to look like Abercrombie and Fitch models.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a thing. And so we talk about Courtney, and Courtney certainly seems to be, I don't know if psychopath is a little bit too strong, but definitely
might be right.
Like some sort of antisocial, what's the word I'm looking for? Like she's a sociopath, maybe. Is probably more so what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I would say there's two things that I'm thinking about, particularly, I don't remember this movie, so I'll start by saying this is probably the first time I saw this.
Oh, wow.
But there's two things that I was kind of like trying to figure out as I'm watching, particularly the first like 30 minutes. Is like, number one is like, who is this Courtney person? And like, she seems very nonchalant when they find out that they accidentally killed their best friend. And so I'm like, has she killed people before?
Right.
Because it wasn't like, usually like the first time you kill somebody,
like,
even if you're a hardened criminal, it usually does something to your psyche.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like, all right, guys, like, let's just figure it out. And the other two girls are freaking out, and she's just very like, well, we got to go to school, right?
Go about our day.
Like, it's not a big deal.
She
like,
calls and
somebody died, whatever.
Liz's mom and calls out of school like it's nothing.
Yeah, so I'm like, has she done this before? But the other thing that I was also trying to balance is like, what is the tone of this film? And the tone, I think, was also very like over the top and goofy. Like it wasn't a movie that was trying to take itself seriously. And the way that the movie starts with somebody accidentally dying, like this could be a very dark film.
It could have been, yeah.
But I feel like they do a lot throughout the film to make it that like this is not a movie that we want you to take very seriously.
Right.
And even like the sound effects that they use throughout the film,
I was thinking about
were just like it's just like very cartoonish.
And even like there's a scene where they're in school and this one guy like starts
tongue?
sticking out his tongue.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is very cartoonish.
Yeah. Even like the cuts between scenes, it's like every scene is like very short. They have like very quick cuts from scene to scene. So it isn't like, it's not trying to win Oscars. It's probably trying to win MTV Awards.
Right.
So, like Andrene said, their plan is to call the school, pretend to be Liz's mother, and basically say, like, she's homesick and that's why she's not in school today. I don't know how long that's going to last because obviously she's not coming back to school ever because she's dead.
Yeah,
but whatever. That buys
really
them a little bit of time.
Yeah. And
then Mrs. Sherwood, who I think is like the school counselor or someone who works in the front office, was supposed to give the girls Liz's homework for them to take home to her.
Yes.
But somehow Fern Mayo ends up in Miss Sherwood's office first. She asks Fern if she knows who Liz is. She's like, yes, of course. I've been fawning over her for my whole life.
Oh my gosh. This obsession with Liz, we gotta talk about it because it is absolutely insane. So, like we said before, Fern has been discussing the different types of girls, describing them. And when she talks about Liz, like she is just saying like she's not just popular, but she's pretty and she's rich and she's kind.
Well, she was perfect. I used to dream about what it would be like to be her. Elizabeth Purr.
And there's one part where it gets later on in the movie, she's talking to a detective and she starts talking about how she used to sit behind Liz in one of her classes. And she's like, Liz has these birthmarks on the back of her neck. And she's like, she would sit there and just stare at the back of her neck. And what did she say? She called this something crazy. I wrote it down because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Oh, she said her beauty mark at the back of her neck, they're like uncharted constellations. And she would sit there and like connect the dots in her mind and create different shapes. Like the way you would look at like clouds if you're lying down.
Stars in the sky.
And so she's like, oh yeah, I would see this shape and that shape. And then she's like, they talk about Liz and she's like, oh, you mean meow? And they're like, what? She's like, oh, because she's the cat's meow. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was very much borderline online on like, are you like in love with her? Like it seemed very much like not like, just looking up to her, but like you are infatuated with
and
her.
Like you're probably going to be a stalker and you just don't know it yet.
Yes, for sure.
So
Absolutely.
it definitely was giving big stalker energy.
So so she went in there and she got the homework. And the teacher was like, all right, so go to Liz's house. And she's like, yeah, I'll take it. And she runs out.
She's mad hype. Because then it's like, yo, I'm going to get to interact with Liz.
Yeah.
She's mad excited.
I'm going to her house.
She's like prepping herself up on the way over there.
But before that part, as she walks out, the teacher says to her, to the air, she's like, I didn't even give you her address. So it's like, bruh, how do you know where this girl lives?
It was her pre-stalk homework. She was planning for this. She's like, at some point, I'm going to Liz's house. Now I just have an excuse. So all while she's now doing this, the girls are trying to figure out how they're going to like cover up this dead body.
This is where it gets really
Mind
bad.
you, the whole day that they're in school, the body is just in their trunk. So like just rotting in their trunk. So by the time the school day ends, they leave and basically like pick up her dead body, carry it back into her house.
Well, what's the plan?
Jesus.
You got to talk about the plan.
This, we talk about things that don't age well. We can start here.
Oh my God.
So Courtney's plan is to fake a rape scene.
Yeah.
So basically, we're going to put her back in her bed, take off her underwear to make it look like she was having sex, and that the person who was with her got too rough, and that's why she choked to death, because they were doing some sort of like kinky asphyxiation play that went horribly wrong.
Right.
So this is her plan, is to basically like, not only did you kill your best friend, but you're also gonna like ruin her reputation after she's dead.
Right.
So they're setting this up for Courtney to like not only be a sociopath, but also just like an awful person.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other two girls are kind of like not really on board with it.
Well,
the difference is that
out,
Marcie is like completely on Liz's coattails. So like, I mean, Courtney's coattails. So whatever Courtney says, Marcie just kind of follows along. Julie has a little bit more of a conscience, and she's kind of like, this doesn't feel right. So they're in the house, and basically they're trying to set up this fake rape.
And then it was really bad about it is like,
it's really bad.
Her body had been sitting in the trunk for all these hours, so now rigor mortis has set in. And so they put her on the bed, and of course you can't just move the legs and arms the way you want them to, so you hear the bones like crack, crack, as they're turning her head and turning her legs and turning. I was like, this is...
It's
really bad.
It's not great.
It's really bad.
And I'm trying to figure out, like, when they were making this movie, like, was this intended to be funny? Like, was I supposed to laugh at them? Like,
I think so. It was like, oh, haha, like
it didn't feel funny to me at all. It felt gross. So,
I agree.
Yeah, so they're doing this, and Julie's like, "Yo, guys, I don't really want to do this." Meanwhile, Fern shows up, and she's there to deliver the homework. So she's like knocking on the door. Nobody answers. And I guess she decides it's a good idea.
She heard the scream.
She heard a scream from...
Yeah, because when they were in the room, I think it was Foxy. Marcie like turned around or something, and she like screamed. And it's because she opened one of the old birthday cards.
The birthday card.
And you remember those cards? Like you can like record a greeting in there, and then you open it.
I kind of remember that. I more so remember the ones that will like play music. I mean, those still exist, obviously. Yeah. But this particular birthday card, they were supposed to like. They're supposed to record a message so that every time she opens the card, she would hear the message.
Like happy birthday.
So apparently, when they were giving her this birthday card, the message was recording Liz's voice saying like, hey, won't you guys stop or leave me alone or something like that as a joke. But now they're like fumbling with her dead body, pretending as if trying to set up a fake rape scene. And then when Julie opens the card, they hear her voice. So now that's what makes Marcie scream.
Yeah.
And they're both like, now they're super creeped out.
They're like, come on, this is
Except
weird.
for Courtney, who's just like...
She's like, come on. She's like, she's dead. Move on.
Business as usual. Yeah, business as usual.
So Fern hears Marcie scream, and she's thinking, oh, Liz is in trouble. So now she sneaks...
Liz is in trouble.
So she sneaks into the house to try to figure out, like, what's going on. And so she's like creeping up the stairs, and this is where they start kind of having an argument because Julie's like, this is crazy. Like, we got to go to the cops. And Courtney's like, no, like, what are you talking about? Like, it's fine. It's handled. Like, they'll believe what we set up here. It's not a big deal. Like, she's already dead and gone. Like, what are we going to do? Like, keep it moving. So as Fern is creeping up the stairs, Courtney says something to the effect of like, so what? Yes, I killed Liz, but like, what can we do about it now?
Right.
Like, let's move forward. And then, of course, they open the door, and who's staying there but Fern? And I'm like, girl, why didn't you hide? Like, I hear you say, yes, I killed Liz. I don't know if she shot her. I don't know if she pushed her off a cliff. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened. I'm getting out of there, or at least I'm hiding until they leave.
So then they open the door, and they're like, oh, what are you doing here? She's like,
homework.
I came to deliver the homework. And they're like, so what did you hear? She's like, what?
I
didn't hear anything. He's like, yo,
and Julie's like, come on, she didn't hear anything. And I'm like, first of all, it's like, Julie, she did. Stop it.
So Courtney presses Fern out.
Yeah.
And Fern freaks and turns around and starts running. But, like, unconvincingly so.
Oh, my God. I'm like, bro, you're not really trying to get away.
So I'm like, yo, you just heard someone admit to killing their best friend.
Why am I still standing here?
You should have been Usain Bolt. You should have been, like...
right.
You should have been out, bro.
Out.
And I'm like, she's really not running that fast. She was kind of just scurrying away. And so they caught up to her very easily. And we're just like, bro, where are you going? Like, what do you actually think you're doing?
I don't know. I don't know anything.
So then she's like, yo, this doesn't need to be bad. Like, Courtney's like, yo, like, listen, you're trash. We're popping. So if you want to be popping like us, like we'll just give you a makeover and you'll just replace her.
That was
And
verbatim, by the way.
You'll just be popular. And basically, this is how they're going to blackmail her into maintaining the secret
Yeah.
is by trading the secret for her popularity.
Guess what? You're going to
And-
be popular.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here to offer you something you never dared dream of. Something that you were never meant to be, but will be. Because today, Fern, my dear, fate has decided that you are cool. We're gonna make you one of us.
And so she says, quote, Liz is gone, take her place.
Oof. She can't resist.
So this is basically how we've set up this film. And so now the rest of the movie is like, how is this going to play out? And it plays out initially exactly as Courtney intended.
Yeah.
Where she basically gives her this makeover.
That makeover was popping, though. I'm not going to lie.
She starts looking
That
cute. She
hair.
starts dressing cute. Her hair is now blonde instead of
And
brown.
short.
She gets a haircut. Like, the fact is...
Was she wearing glasses before?
I don't remember if she
Maybe
had
not,
glasses.
maybe not.
I think she was just frumpy.
Yeah.
But when she starts going to school now in her new swag, she's now using a new name. So instead of being referred to as Fern Mayo,
Yeah, she's now using a new name.
she's now now using the name Violet.
Violet.
And
That Courtney gave her.
Apparently nobody
so
in the school
stupid.
even recognizes that this is Fern.
Here's the thing. Like,
Including the staff.
Not only recognizing it, but it's like, so did she just stop going to Fern's classes? Because there's a part where the detective gets involved in the case and she questions the teachers and it's like, yeah, Fern hasn't been to class in a few days and she never misses class. And I'm like, so did she just like go to school and just walk the hallways and go to lunch with the girls all day? Like, what was she doing?
She went to school as Violet, I
Yeah, but-
guess.
She didn't get a new schedule?
I don't know, man.
I didn't
She's a
understand.
transfer student.
I was like, what was she doing? What was she doing the entire day?
She was being popping.
She was hanging out with the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
She was, talking. Oh,
Ashley Banks.
oh yeah. Ashley Banks
was in this movie.
She befriended her, and she was.
We
cool.
forgot to mention her when we were going through the cast list.
Oh, there's someone else too,
But she didn't really it was weird because this is 1999. I mean, Tatiana Ali would have been fairly popular at this point, but she had a very
small role.
insignificant role in this movie, which was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically you have this juxtaposition within the friend group of Fern now loving the fact that she's becoming more popular,
Oh, yeah.
and Julie feeling less and less enchanted with this group and actually starting to feel really guilty.
Well, she's out of the group because from the time that we see Fern wearing the outfit, it's just the three girls walking the hallway. The very next day at school,
That's
Julie's
right.
eating lunch with like
The goth
the
kids.
goth kids.
Yeah.
Because she basically is like, this is not cool. But if she threatens to go to the cops, Courtney's like, well, we all saw what happened. You killed her.
Mm-hmm.
We saw you kill Liz. And she's like, Violet saw and Foxy saw. So like, what are you gonna do? So it's all bribery at this point. It's like, it's your word against three people. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
about
if
it?
you say anything, then we're just gonna say you did it.
Yeah.
So she's cooked. And Fern is loving life as Violet. And
Well, yeah,
like,
she's-
as I
she's being
said,
noticed.
nobody in this entire school recognizes. Apparently, we're led to believe that nobody recognized Fern in the first place.
Yeah.
So they didn't even know who she would have looked like because they never knew Fern to begin with. Like, she was completely invisible to the
She
entire
blended into the walls
school.
or something. I don't know.
But then I'm like, nope, even the staff doesn't
Yeah,
recognize that this is
that
Fern.
really doesn't make sense. But what
So
do you
now
do?
there's this kind of undercooked, to be fair, love story
yeah,
with this boy who is in the drama team, and now, of course, his name is Zach. It's always Zach, Steve, or Brad.
Ooh, Steve is a good one.
Like those, it's always one of those three names
Steve's a
in
good
these
one.
movies. The high school kid is always a Zach or a Steve. So
he's a drama king, man.
he's the king of the drama, right? Not a king of the drama, but
the drama club.
yeah, he's like, he does plays and stuff. But he's mad cute, and so it's like Courtney describes it as like, yeah, like this is actually like mad nerdy to be doing plays, but he's popping, so it's okay. So this was now Julie, right? Starts
Yeah.
getting like
He offers her a ride home because she was waiting for the bus. Normally she rides with Courtney, but now she's out of the group. And so he
says,
pulls up.
"What's a girl like you doing taking the bus?"
And I'm watching this and I'm like, first of all, this is a school bus. It's not like a public bus.
Yeah.
It's not like, where's your car? Like, this is a school bus taking kids home from school.
He said, what's a girl like you? Girls like you don't take the school bus.
What does that mean? She's too popping.
Yeah. She was too cool.
But he didn't notice her outfit. Remember, she stopped wearing her skirts. Now she's wearing like jeans,
Yeah,
a
she's
t-shirt.
wearing regular high school student clothes and riding a regular high school student bus. And he's like, "What happened to you?" But he almost picks her up like out of like a sense of like pity, like,
Yeah.
you should not be riding the bus with these
peasants,
with these vagabonds. Like, how dare you? So he's like, "Nah, come on. I'll give you a ride. This can't happen."
That's crazy.
So he gives her a ride. They start to talking, and they're kind of like flirting. It seems like they're kind of hitting it off.
Yeah.
And then he asks for her number, and then she like takes a pen and writes it on his hand.
Yeah, man, the classic writing on the hand.
And I'm like, yo, the phone number on the palm? That's such a
Yeah.
move. Like, I definitely remember before cell phones,
Yeah.
like when you would be talking to a girl and you'd have to like have her write her number down. And it would be like, yo, it's like you're trying to get numbers. You have like a little number, like a phone number on like a little piece of paper that you put in your pocket.
You better not wash your hand, bro.
Oh, nah, yeah. The phone number on the palm is like, yeah, you just gotta don't wash your hands. No, don't dap nobody up. Like, you gotta preserve it until you get to some paper where you could transfer that number. It reminds me of The Wood.
Yeah.
Where the boys are like, they go to that play and they go to like the school dance and they're all trying to get phone numbers. It always reminds me of that because I'm like, damn, like we were legitimately doing this as kids in the 90s, like
you had to
actually
different
collecting
time.
phone numbers. So anyway, all while this is going on, Courtney is still like trying to complete this plan.
Yeah.
And now that she's dead, cops
Liz.
get involved.
Now that Liz is dead.
Yes, no, Liz is dead. The cops get involved. And so the lead detective is being played by Pam Grier, who's Pam Grier. I shouldn't need to say anything more than that.
The L Word, in case y'all don't know, she was on that for 5 years.
I didn't even think about that. I mean, Pam Grier is a blaxploitation legend.
Yes.
So that's really what I think about when I think of Pam Grier. Is like she was the hottest babe in the 70s and 80s, and she was just like, she was amazing. Like she was, I don't even know who I would compare her to in like the 90s, but she was hotter than them. And then she did like a few things. She had like that episode of Fresh Prince. She did a few things in the 80s and 90s, but certainly the 70s was where she really got the most popular. So anyway, Pam Grier is now this detective, and she's trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And Courtney goes and tells the cops that, yo, I didn't really want to say anything because Liz is my girl, and this is not really supposed to be out here, but she was actually just like wilding. Like she was out here just having wild sex with strange men. She was out meeting people. She would just take them home.
This is so disrespectful.
And she would just do all these crazy things. So what I'm guessing, detective, is she probably, one of these guys took her home, got a little too rough, and this is what happened. And in order to further
it's to corroborate her story.
To further like solidify this tale that she's weaving, she goes to some strange bar, meets some random man, and then takes him home to Liz's bedroom.
And here's my thing. How?
I have no idea.
How?
I have no idea.
Because we know Liz's parents came back because they found the body, which is why the investigation is happening. So it's like, when did she do this?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night, and she just sneaks into Liz's house while her parents are still there.
I don't get.
With some strange man, has sex in the room. The parents don't find out.
So, I might as well just say it now. Did you recognize the strange man? You probably won't, because I did not catch it.
No, I don't even remember who it was.
It was Marilyn Manson with a mustache.
Damn.
It was Marilyn Manson. That's because at the time Marilyn Manson and Rose McGowan were together.
Oh, wow. I completely forgot about that. I did know that at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think I know what Marilyn Manson looks like without makeup. Like, if I saw a picture of him, I probably wouldn't know it was him.
That's true.
So that's also probably why I didn't recognize him in this movie.
Yeah. Because I was like, wait, where was he in this movie? And I was like, oh, that's crazy. So yeah, that's who that was.
So then this is now, I don't even understand exactly how this is supposed to work. Like, I guess she got him to like...
Yeah, they had sex without a condom. He spilled the seed.
On the sheets.
And then they came back and did the DNA.
But then that also is going to like incriminate him for killing her.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't care. She's just a random guy.
This is insane.
And even still, like, I mean, even just having his semen isn't enough because he'd have to actually be in the system, which means this guy has done something in the past.
Potentially.
Yeah.
If she's planned it out well enough. But at least even if he doesn't get arrested, there's gonna be
evidence
some guys.
That something happened.
There's gonna be some guys semen on the bed sheets, and then that's gonna corroborate the story. So, all while this awful plan is being planned out, Julie's now starting to get closer to drama boy Zach. But they're basically together now.
Yeah, but then Courtney tells I want to say Fern, but that's not her name anymore. Violet. That in order to like solidify, you know, her status as being this new popular queen, she needs to go after a guy who's, you know, worth it. And she's like, oh, go after Zach.
Yeah.
You know, he's a great, you know, drama guy, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I can't act. And she's like, sure you can. Just go in, sign up for it. You'll get the lead part. Like, you're Violet. Just do your thing. And then, like, start dating him. And it's, of course, she knows that
she's trying to get Courtney out. She's trying to get Julie out the
paint. So it's like, oh, let me go ahead and just like ruin Julie's life so you can go ahead and start talking to him. So she goes to all the audition and she's like talks to him and she's like, yeah, I saw your play twice. Like, I thought you were amazing. And he's like, really? And she's like, I don't like drama and drama and cheerleading don't mix because now she's head cheerleader all of a sudden. Like, I'm like, bro, this girl went from like being essentially like a mouse in the hallways, like being afraid to talk to people, and now she's the head cheerleader.
Well, I think
when did she try out?
Yeah, I think the way it works is that like once you get a makeover and you become popular, you automatically just become the head cheerleader. So I don't think it was any sort of tryout. I think it was just like
she's not actually at the top of the pyramid or anything.
Like she just had a certain status at that point that just automatically placed her on the cheerleading team.
Okay.
I think that's the way it works.
I think once Tatiana Emily's character,
Emily,
once she befriended her, then it was like, oh, now you're a cheerleader.
Like you're a cheerleader quality. So now, I mean, I don't even remember what happened with that. But did anything happen with her and
So
Zach?
what happened was she starts trying to talk to him, and Zach ends up telling Julie about it because he's like, yo, you know this girl like Violet, blah blah blah, and she's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, like she, you know, she got the lead role for the play coming out, and she said that I inspired her, and he's like, but something just seems off about her. I don't know, and she's like, you know Fern, and he's like, no, who the heck is Fern?
Nobody in the school knows who Fern is.
And she's like, Fern Mayo, and he's like, huh?
Bro,
and she's like, the girl, you know, the messy hair, blah blah blah, and then he's like, oh yeah, Fern Mayo, yeah. And she's like, that's her, and he's like, no way. And then he's like, what happened? So she ends up telling Zach the whole story. And at first I'm thinking like, what's going to happen here? Like, is Zach going to blow it? Like, I didn't know like where it was going.
Nah, she tells him everything. Like,
yeah.
Yo, this is
which
exactly
is crazy. Because like, can we really trust this man? But she tells him everything. And he basically is like, yo, we gotta figure out a way.
Nah, he's on Team Julie at this point.
And we got to figure out a way to get them back. And she's like, you know, I don't know what to do.
Now, what ends up happening, and this actually kind of reminds me of Clueless, but Courtney kind of gave Fern too much juice. Now what ends up happening is Fern is now, as Violet, becoming more popular than Courtney. And Courtney don't like that at all.
Bro, how did she get this red card?
Yeah, exactly. That was going to be my next question.
Okay.
Because Courtney shows up to school And everybody's like giving Violet all this attention. Like she's literally like posted up on a red sports car outside of the school, and everybody's just like crowded around her. Just like, why is she sitting on
Was
top
they
of
playing music? Like
It
I
was-
thought there's music
it was
playing,
very
and she was
bizarre.
like laying back, like whipping her head back and forth like Willow.
she
And
thought
I-
she was in a music video,
was like-
but she's just sitting outside of the school building.
Well, no, she's not going to class, so that's what she's doing.
She's
all
not
day.
enrolled. Not as Violet. She can't go to class.
Was she could cheerlead on the squad?
Yes.
And be in the drama
I
club?
told you the rules. You can always do.
You don't even go here.
Yeah, you can always do after school clubs, even if you are not enrolled. So now she's like, wait, hold the hell on. Like, this is not
This
gonna
is
work
too
for me.
much.
Like, you're supposed to be
So-
my sidekick. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to be taking popularity away from me. So now Courtney decides, I'm gonna rap her too. I already got Julie out the paint. Now I'm gonna get Fern/Violet out the paint. So, this woman, man. This woman
This is actually pretty smart. I'm not gonna lie.
This woman. So Violet pulls up to school one day, and the entire school building is plastered.
Inside and out.
Like, I'm talking about like the actual school building. The steps to go up to the school.
The bushes.
The hallways. Every
lockers,
door. The
yeah.
lockers. Like, everything is just covered with these posters. And it says like, who is Violet?
Mm-hmm.
But it has a picture of Fern.
From the yearbook.
So it's like the old
man.
old version of
it's
Fern.
so bad.
And it says who's Violet. So then it's like, oh, because everybody recognizes Violet, and everybody's been asking like, yo, who's this girl?
New
Where she come
transfer
from?
student,
She's popping,
yeah.
da da da. So she was the talk of the town. But then everybody sees like, oh,
That's Fern?
it's Fern, like the girl that nobody knew her name.
Oh, she's not. She's wet.
So it's like, nah. So her whole thing is like immediately wrapped, and everybody's just now seeing her in the hallway, like, "Oh, you're Fern! Oh my god!" And they're just like
it's so-
laughing at her, and
It's
just
so
like
funny how things can change so quickly.
just very fickle, right?
like so quickly.
They went from like loving her and like fawning over her sitting on top of her sports car to like literally laughing in her face. Because they saw a picture of what
picture of
what
her.
she looked like 2 weeks ago.
They're like, oh, that's her.
And it's like, that was you? Oh, no way.
It's over, bitch.
So now she's immediately not popular.
Can't be on the cheerleading squad.
You kidding me? We made you head cheerleader for nothing.
Wait, but here's what really kills me about this, and this is really sad, but it's actually really funny too. So she first gets to the school, and she's like outside the building. She sees it. She passes out. She wakes up in the nurse's office. They have like a white bandage around her head.
Of course.
You know, because she cut her forehead when she fell. And then,
She passed out from embarrassment.
yeah, but listen, she passes out twice. Because when she walks out of the nurse's office, she's in the hallway again. But now she's like, the people are like talking and like, oh, there she goes. Because the first time she sees just the pictures and she passes out. The second time she sees the actual crowd and they're pointing and laughing and then she passes out again.
It was a double pass out.
But then like, when we see her the second time, Zach and Julie like see her on the, but she's still lying in the middle of the hallway. she's lying in the hallway and someone had laid the posters on top of her body. And they just left her there.
They buried her in her own shame
They just,
and
but
left
I'm
her.
like, where's the nurse? Like,
The nurse got off at 2:30. She wasn't there anymore.
and they just left the gym. Nobody was like, this is a child
Nah,
lying.
she was like, well, she's Fern. She kind of deserves it. They all just let it rock.
I mean, it was sad, but I still was like, what is happening here? I
ridiculous.
just started laughing.
It's
'cause-
ridiculous. So now apparently they're supposed to now.
They got to
have-
out Courtney.
Well, yes, yes, but Fern is now teaming up with Julie and Zach
Yes.
to figure out how to expose Courtney because Courtney's basically ruined both of their popularity.
Mm-hmm.
This is really what this is all about. And also Liz died, but more
Yeah.
importantly, we're not popular anymore, so we have to get our get back.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently prom is this weekend. I don't remember them mentioning prom at any point earlier in the film.
Well, the very first scene or second scene, I guess you could say, after they kidnap Liz and she's in the trunk and they're like still riding her in their black kidnapping outfits and they're laughing.
Right.
They say something like, oh no, maybe it's after they realize that she's dead. They're like, oh my gosh, like, what are we gonna do now? Like, Liz is dead. And it's like, we got a better chance of being prom queen now or something like that. They made a mention.
Yeah, that's right.
That with Liz being dead, like.
But I didn't realize it was like in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well.
And so, so like, also it's about to be prom. So I was like, okay, I guess that's happening. So as people are getting ready to go to prom, these three decide to go investigate the scene because they're trying to figure out how can they know if they just go to the cops, it's their word against Courtney's,
right.
And that's not going to fly. So they're like, we need some evidence to make the cops understand.
Yeah, they were trying to find the picture because they had taken a picture with a camera, like surprise Liz in the trunk when they took it, realized she was dead. And of course, when it happened, Courtney was surprised. They dropped it. So they went back to see if they can find the picture and or the camera, but they couldn't find anything.
And the picture was lying in a gutter, but they just didn't see it.
Correct.
So they go to Liz's house again.
How'd they get in?
Again, this house is just open all day long, and the parents are not ever home, apparently.
Even though their daughter has been murdered.
People are sneaking in, having sex, leaving out. Other people are
There's
coming in.
no crime scene tape. There's no cops there.
There's nothing. So they go into Liz's house, and they're just like, yo, like, what can we find? Da-da-da. And, you know, Julie is still feeling a bit reminiscent about their friend.
Yeah.
Looking at old photos. And she decides to pick up the card again. The card that has the recording device in it. And when she opens it this time, what does she find out?
Dun,
Courtney.
dun, dun.
Courtney's admission from earlier in the film got recorded on the birthday card. I'm not sure exactly how that happened.
Well, remember,
but maybe she pressed record and Courtney didn't know about it.
Well, you got to think they kind of played Marcie's character to be not that bright. And so I think when Marcie was like, she kept opening and closing and pressing the button. So maybe accidentally she recorded. I could believe it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So they're like, all right, well, this is what we need. Like, this is all the evidence.
So I'm thinking at this point, they're going to the police. Right? Isn't that what?
No, that's not what happens at all. They don't go to the cops. Because why would I go to the cops if I could?
No, that's not how they got it. It came back to me because I remember she was sitting in her. Let me go back. She was sitting in her pajamas. Julie was sitting in her pajamas at home, and her mom came in and said, "Liz's mom dropped off this box of things that she thought that you might want." And in the box, it had like stuffed animals.
Right. Yeah.
And in it was the birthday card.
Oh. Okay.
And that's how she got it.
All right. So they didn't break back into Liz's house.
Yeah.
So that's my bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, they decide the best route to take is to take this card to the prom.
Which is like tonight.
And yes, it's tonight.
And here's the thing, like, so from the time, so she's in her pajamas in her room getting ready to go to sleep. Like, I'm not going to prom. That's stupid. Blah blah blah. And next thing we see, like, she and Fern have prom dresses, like face beat, hair done, and they're going to the prom. And I'm like, y'all got ready mad fast. And where did these gowns come from? Because you didn't plan on going.
They just had them.
Okay. I mean, maybe Julie might have, because maybe she planned it beforehand to go with her friends. So maybe Julie might have had one. But there's no way Fern had a prom
Absolutely not. Well, Violet did.
Oh, well. That changes everything.
So they show up together now, the two outcasted former popular girls, and the actual popular girls are now like looking at them, making fun of them. Oh, they must be gay together.
Oh, God, there's so much
calling them carpet
well.
munchers.
Bruh.
And like,
so
like
bad.
they're lesbians, basically.
Oh, that's so funny.
So because they're at prom together
So
and they don't
stupid.
have dates and they're not popular anymore, so of course they must be lesbians.
But why do you care what they're doing?
Because it's hilarious.
Oh.
Apparently. So of course, the weird tongue boy that Courtney's been kind of sleeping
His
with,
name
I
is
guess. Dane, yeah. He wins prom king to no one's surprise. And then when they announce prom queen, to no one's surprise, it's Courtney.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Zach is in the back, like finagling and fiddling with this birthday card. And
it's very much like Carrie vibes.
he's like, he's doing something with the wiring of the audio system. I don't know how he has this technical skill, but
or access.
I mean, I don't know. He's the king of the drama club, so
that's true.
Nobody's gonna stop him from going backstage in the middle of prom.
That's true. I forgot about that.
So when she goes up there to make her speech, did Dane give a speech?
No, he's the prom king. Who cares?
Okay, all right. So she got a microphone to give a speech about being prom queen. Dane's just standing there. And then when she's like, she starts giving her speech and her mic gets cut, and then the audio from the birthday card starts playing where she's basically admitting that she killed Liz.
And everyone's like, wait, what?
So everybody's looking.
And she's like, what is that? Anyway, and she's like, tries to talk over it, and it plays again, and it keeps getting played. Then her mic gets cut.
Yeah, it's over.
Play over again, over again, over again. Everyone's like, wait, that's her voice. That bitch.
and the reactions start happening in slow motion for some reason.
It's like Carrie.
So everything,
it
is. I think they were trying to it's like Carrie, like a campy Carrie remake. So then they're all just kind of like, what? She did what?
So here's my thing, like we all know that in 90s movies, like the bitches are flying, like this bitch is everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. I would say she probably deserved it in this case, but what I thought was weird was like after calling her a bitch, then they're like skanky slut, and I'm like, well, why is she a slut? Well, like she might have killed someone, but I just feel like
maybe the sex in Liz's bed.
But they don't know that.
But they don't know that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think it was just. I think especially
back then, it's just something you say.
Yeah, in the 90s, it's like, how could I denigrate a woman? I just call her a slut.
It's like, bro, she might have murdered someone, but she's not a slut. It doesn't make her a slut, like at all.
It did in 1999.
I was like, what?
For better or for worse? Well, definitely for worse.
Definitely for worse.
Definitely for worse. So now, not only is everybody hurling insults at her, she basically jumps off the stage and tries to run towards the exit. And there's like a processional line where all the class is just like lined up, throwing their like corsages at her.
Yeah.
It almost looked like after someone gets married and everybody throws rice at them. Yeah. It's like she's basically just getting pelted with flowers from people's corsage, and she just and it's all in slow motion still.
Yeah.
So and then now she's crying, she's distraught.
Her mascara is running down.
Yeah, she's a hot mess, and now she is the outcast that she tried so hard to make her friends. Now it's her, and at the very end of this processional line, Courtney is standing there with a Polaroid camera. Yeah. And she basically takes a photo of her as she's crying and looking a hot mess. And she takes 2 or 3 photos, and then at the very end of the film, we see that they all ended up at the back of the yearbook.
Yeah, which I was like, who put this?
Like, oh, remember that time when Courtney killed Liz and we all threw stuff at her? We're going to want a memory of this, guys. Let's put it in the yearbook.
I was like, who put that in there?
It was a whole page of just like Courtney being exposed and crying. And then the movie ended.
I was like, what just happened? So, I guess crime doesn't pay. I guess that's what that taught me.
Well, I guess if that's your theme, I guess we could go there.
I mean, we didn't get to. There was a lot. There was a lot going on here. Like there was quotes. There was didn't age well. There was. I mean, most of it didn't age well. I guess we could just say that.
I mean, the biggest thing for me is obviously this plan that Courtney had to fake a rape. Is like what?
No, that's bizarre.
And this was a teen movie.
That's absolutely bizarre. And not to mention the fact that like she was having sex with an adult man that she met at a bar. So that was also very much like, how old is this man? And you're definitely in high school. And like, if we remember, Liz was turning 17. So they were like, they're 16, 17-year-old girls. Mm-hmm. And she's in a bar having sex with some random dude. Like, the whole thing was just very, like...
It's not great.
It's not good. And then even, like, the way she was, like... the whole scene with her boyfriend or boy toy, with with the blow pop that she's called the big stick, and she was forcing him to suck on it. I was like,
oh yeah,
I'm like, what is her plan here? Like, I was trying to figure out where she was gonna take this because it was very much like, this is.
Yeah, I wasn't sure like what even the point of that scene was because his whole character didn't really contribute
it's
anything
show
to
that
the
she
film.
likes to control people, I guess is what I got.
Yeah.
Like, she gets her kicks off of being able to be like, do what I said.
Yeah.
Because even when she calls Violet on the phone, she tells her basically like, yeah, when I call you, like, that's it. I don't care if your little sister is like freezing to death in the freezer. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm on the phone,
And
like,
she's
you
like,
answer.
don't put me on call waiting, bro.
Yeah, answer the call. And I was
But then it's like,
girl.
also, how is she supposed to know that it's you calling? But anyway.
Yeah, so I think that's all just to show that she's a sociopath.
Yes,
like
she's
said.
100% a sociopath.
But yeah, a lot of the stuff, the sex stuff was just very like, and the murder and the framing and that whole thing was just like, this is not really funny.
Again, like, this is supposed to be a black comedy, but it just was not. It was dark, but not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like one last thing that didn't age well is when they were talking about like the different, like their nail polish and like how they eat lunch at school and they can't be seen eating and all this other stuff. And she's like, yeah, my nail polish, take it for example. She's like, it's called Demented. I was like, what? That's the color of her nail polish. And it's like, that's supposed to be like cool and trendy.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is. Oh, and then of course they talk about Zach. And one of her quotes was, I mean, he's so into drama, so we can't confirm his hetero status. It's like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's about right.
Well, themes?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big theme is your lies will always catch up to you.
Oh, yeah.
She basically manipulated everything that happened throughout the course of this movie, lying about how Liz died, lying about who Fern is, and then exposing the truth, lying about Courtney, like just lying and lying and lying.
Yeah.
And everything got exposed in the end, and she ended up being the outcast.
Yeah. And that kind of goes to the second theme, which we've seen in the past, which is popularity is fleeting.
Yeah, I mean, even at the end of the movie, one of the quotes that I wrote down is when, Julie is it Julie? Julie's talking to Detective Cruz, and she says, "This is high school Detective Cruz. What is a friend anyway?"
Yeah.
So,
man,
I think that was the other, I guess, theme of this movie is that like none of these people really have any loyalty to one another at all, and the concept of friendship is all BS at this age, particularly when your relationships are based on very superficial things. Yeah,
because if you recall, Julie and Fern used to be friends. They had a phone conversation. They were talking.
That's right.
And it was in fourth grade, we used to have sleepovers and blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, well, like time changes things. And then Fern was like, well, no, people actually change things. But okay. I was like, oop.
She's like, oh, well, I gotta go.
Don't tell on me. Don't tell on me.
Yeah.
All right. Time to rate it?
Sure.
Oh, I didn't do any facts. Oh, shoot. Do we have time for facts?
Yeah, we have time.
Okay. Sorry. I got carried away. So the scene where the girls carry Liz's body up the stairs and drop her was actually real.
What?
Yeah.
She was actually dead?
Yes. They killed her for the movie.
That's intense. That's method acting.
This was the No, but they were struggling to carry her up the stairs and they lost their balance a couple of times, but the actress was very cool about it because they wanted to show like these girls struggling in the heels to carry her, and so they had to actually do it. I mentioned Marilyn Manson already. The film was actually shot in 30 days, so it was very quick, very, very fast.
I mean, it's a short movie too, and everything. That's not super surprising because a lot of the movie did feel a little bit rushed, but.
And so I have two more like movie related facts. So the first one is that the Scream franchise had a big role to play in this. As we mentioned before, McGowan played Tatum in the first Scream. Gayheart played a sorority sister in Scream 2. And Julie Benz appeared in a Scream spoof called Shriek If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th.
Oh, boy.
I didn't even hear that movie before. It came out in 2000. It sounds pretty bad.
I mean, that's around the time Scary Movie came out.
Yeah,
so
Scary Movie was probably much
it
better.
Probably took all the
Yeah.
energy away from
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And then the last one is that 4 actors in this film all starred in different film versions of Stephen King's Carrie, which is why we saw a lot of those Carrie type things. So
how many times has this movie been redone?
Carrie?
Yeah.
Oh God, multiple times.
I didn't know that.
The original adaptation is in '76.
Right.
That's the one that we all know and love. So the parents, the couple who plays Liz's parents that we see for a second, they were both in the original Carrie as like 2 of like the high school students.
Okay.
Charlotte Ayana, who plays, who does she play here? Liz, was actually in the sequel, The Rage, Carrie 2, which came out in '99. And then Judy Greer, who plays Fern, was in the reboot of Carrie in 2013. So that's 3 different versions right there.
Dang. I didn't know about any of that stuff. I've seen the original Carrie, but I didn't know that there were sequels
one's the best one.
or remakes. Because
I've seen all of them, and it's like, why are we doing this?
Well, because they get people like you to watch them.
Well, I didn't pay to watch it. I watched it on like streaming.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the original is the original. It's great. So yeah, a lot of Scream and Carrie references here. So like again, like this could have been really dark if they wanted it to be, but they chose to take it on, turn it into a white black comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like a movie that was definitely not taking itself seriously. But I think for me, I was struggling to enjoy the humor or like find what was funny about it. Like, I think that there's a way that they could have done this that would have made it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like once you have someone pretending that their friend got raped, it's like that kind of takes the air out of the comedy.
Yes, but we're also watching it in today's lens.
Yes,
like
that's
I think
true.
there's a lot
but rape wasn't like more funny back then.
No, but I also think that like rape jokes were. People would make jokes about that stuff all the time. So
well, I mean, if we're talking about how well a movie aged and giving it a rewind rating based on that, then I mean, I think this is probably going to be like a 1 for me.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the least rewatchable movie that we've reviewed so far. And I think for all the reasons that we just named, including the fact that like I just felt like the movie also wasn't really that good.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything that I found myself really interested in about the characters. They were just kind of awful, and the jokes didn't really land for me. And then the way the movie, the plot line, the way that it carried out and ended, it just felt like, oh, that's it.
Right.
It was just kind of a letdown when the movie ended. So I'm going to give it 1 rewind. Ugh.
Yikes. I'm actually right there with you. Because, I mean, it wasn't even like, I was trying to say, is the soundtrack even good? No. Like, there was nothing. There was nothing where
I even got no good music. Ain't got nothing.
It wasn't like, oh, this was really funny, or this is. I mean, the one part that I found funny was Fern lying on the floor after her second time she passed out. That was pretty funny, but other than that one part, I didn't really laugh. I was like cringe, doesn't age, and the comeuppance at the end didn't really do it for me. I'm sure she went to jail and all that, but like we didn't get to see, like, there's no satisfaction really for me. Like,
no, it didn't really hit the same. I think, because
thinking about like Cruel Intentions at the end, that was like, yeah, she got it. It was like they came out, they found she was having drugs. The whole school was like, oh, you're like actual trash. Like, you're probably about to get expelled.
Yeah, it's the same concept. And actually, her consequences would be worse because she faked a death.
Yes.
So she's actually getting prison time. And like, I think, again, it goes to like the tone of the film, right?
Yeah.
Like the way that Cruel Intentions plays out, I think you're feeling more hatred towards Sarah Michelle Gellar's character because the movie just took itself more seriously.
Yeah,
this movie is supposed to be a comedy, and so the whole time you're like, oh, Courtney sucks, but you don't really care. You don't even care enough to hate her.
Yeah, that's true.
So then when everything goes down at the end, you're just like, oh, okay, she got what she deserved, but I don't really care. Whereas like, when Sarah Michelle Gellar gets her comeuppance at the end of Cruel Intentions, you're like, yes, she got
Get her outta
it.
here.
Yeah, like she got what she deserved.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not to mention Bittersweet Symphony. So
Soundtrack.
exactly. Yeah. There you go.
Better soundtrack.
There you go.
All right, well, that's episode 23. We will be back
Yes.
next week with another episode of another 90s movie that hopefully will give a little bit of a higher rating than we gave to Jawbreaker.
Well, don't forget to hit us up. Instagram at RR90spod. Also, send us those emails. Keep them coming. Rewind, rewatch, 1990s at gmail.com. All right.
See you guys next week.
Later.